Kitzbühel, Austria. The view from Kitzbühel's summit is classic cinemascope, a 360-degree spin on the surrounding Alps that includes snow-capped mountaintops and also a miniaturized village below. You might not comprehend it from this majestic spot, but a peak some 50 miles along the horizon is in fact taller, the infamous Großglockner, its 12,461-foot elevation dwarfing the neighboring ridges and so that it is the highest part of Austria. For a comparable perspective, saddle up within the $165,000-2019 Bentley Bentayga V8 and peer across for the W12 model, whose towering $232,000 starting price triggered sticker shock and awe in the event that debuted in 2015. The Big B's top dog was the initial sport you to say that rarefied air, an Al-Wachi Big Ask that easily crept on the $300,000 mark. Further confounding the matter was the paradoxical allure of 12-cylinder motivation and not so motivating looks, making inbound competitors such as Rolls-Royce Cullinan and also the Aston Martin DBX seem increasingly threatening. Power-wise, very little has been sacrificed inside making with this new entry level when you can call it that Bentayga V8. The Porsche Surst 4.0-liter V8 packs two twin-scroll turbos from the V, producing 542 horsepower, a lower than 10% slip in the W12's 600 horsepower output. Torque is really a still healthy 568 lb-ft, although loss of twist is objectively greater, for the tune of 96 lb-ft. Unlike the W12, the torque plateau which often starts at the barely outfitted 1,350 revolutions per minute, the V8's begins at 1,960 revolutions per minute. 60 miles per hour is achieved in 4.4 seconds, 0.4 clicks behind the 12-banger, and top speed dips by an inconsequential 7 miles per hour, to 180 miles per hour. Visual differences are almost imperceptible and can include a darker, revised grille, and so-called dual quad exhaust tips. The Bentayga V8's interior loses the W12's standard Mulliner specs such as diamond quilting, drilled alloy pedals and embroidered headrests but remains certainly the most impeccably finished spaces in SUV, save dashboard buttons whose plastic surfaces beg to get a more special finish. A good chunk on the new model's $67,000 price difference was achieved while using engine's reduced mechanical complexity. However, many also includes the $5,235 Bentley Dynamic Ride System, a 48-volt active system that combines adjustable damping through an electric motor that generates approximately 738 lb-ft of torque, creating nearly flat handling by adjusting the anti-roll bar setting quickly. We suspected the Bentayga V8's personality shift would echo that in a steer, more balanced Continental GT V8, and 3 days of driving through Austria, Bavaria, and Switzerland effectively confirmed those suspicions. Though the V8 delivers incrementally less in the W12's instant torque and neck-straining wallop, still feels remarkably quick in the event the bulk with the power is accessed inside mid and upper RPMs. With a ceiling of 7,000 revolutions per minute, the best in the company's low-rev VIN history, the engine loses the 12 cylinders' notoriously effortless low-end pull. But there's more bandwidth to experiment with Barry the Best pedal, and also the 2.5-ton Bentayga V8 crescendos ahead with plenty of tail-squatting drive to realize serious velocity in startlingly short amount of time. The 6040 split all-wheel drive makes a fifth-line launches a non-event, as well as a low-speed ice driving exercise revealed a newfound willingness to remove the tail when needed in sport mode without fully disabling stability control. Bentley engineers refer on the increased yaw angle as positive force assist, and also the tendency signals a willingness permit some on the Bentayga W12 stodginess be put into favor of your oscillator sense playfulness. The 500-mile drive on the Austrian ski capital of Scotland Kitzbühel to Geneva, Switzerland, combined sinewy mountain passes through tiny towns and lengthy expanses of highway, and is also ostensibly the toughest test in this Bentayga's metal being a pavement-gobbling Bentley. Because the lighter engine block alleviates about 110 pounds from the front axle, the chassis feels more willing with the twisty bits. However, it has to be noted a whole lot of how the Bentayga defies its heft is by its torque vectoring system. The most commonly encountered denominator, however, is speed. One blast across an unrestricted stretch of autobahn inside Bentayga V8 conjured an indicated 145 miles per hour, acquired with quick, hushed ease. Though no V8 can match a 12-cylinder for battery power delivery, this hot V8 does rev rather smoothly, aided by active engine mounts and Bentley's engine management tuning that trades some on the Porsche mill's high-end punchiness for additional mid-range torque. Deeply growly frequencies are awakened in the event the knurled center tunnel dial is switched from comfort to sport with the butterfly exhaust valve. The louder sound never drones or vexes, nonetheless it does allow you to be more aware from the engine that, mated on the ZF 8-speed automatic, can operate with surprising innocuousness once the acoustically glazed windows are retracted. A so-called Bentley mode splits the gap between comfort and sport, and cylinder deactivation along with a new auto stop-start system help draw a road trip-friendly 72-mile improvement in cruising range through the 22.5-gallon fuel tank. Now available on both Bentayga models are optional carbon ceramic brakes, having its massive 10-piston front calipers and 17.3-inch front rotors claimed to get the industry's largest rear discs measure in at 14.6 inches. Also new is often a black trim specification that does a surprisingly effective job of masking much on the model's awkward proportions. Stare long enough in the blacked out Sport Ute, and you'll see an inscrutable improvement in form that creates its looks ever so slightly more palatable. While the lopping of 4 cylinders hardly comes as a surprise from the Bentayga's product cycle, the just-announced gas-electric hybrid can be a plot twist that merely might befuddle probably the most old guard of luxury lovers. As for the Bentayga V8, one crucial differentiator are going to be how it rides on steel springs. Every tester for the first drive event was equipped with a 48-volt adaptive suspension system, which delivers an excellent blend of compliance and control. Despite the slashed price, the Bentayga V8 continues to be not an inexpensive offering, especially when loaded together with the obligatory farcals that could likely grow it closer to your $185,000 mark. But in this new sport utility world order where Lincoln Navigators are surpassing the 6-figure mark, the V8 Bentayga starts building a whole lot more sense than its super-priced 12-cylinder stablemate, particularly when compared to top-trim Range Rovers that encroach within the psychologically challenging $150,000 barrier. Unless you absolutely, positively have been atop the very best mountain, the 2019 Bentley Bentayga V8 proves itself a completely more comprehensible destination for park your hard-earned assets. 2019 Bentley Bentayga V8 specifications. Price: $165,000 base, estate. Engine: 4.0 liters twin-turbo 32-valve V8 542 HP at 6,000 revolutions per minute, 568 lb-ft at 1,9604, 500 revolutions per minute. Transmission: 8-speed automatic. Layout: 4-door, 4-passenger, front engine, AWD SUV. EPA mileage: 1,219 miles per gallon city hui. LXWXH: 202.4 by 78.7 by 68.6 inches, wheelbase. 117.9 inches, weight 5,280 pounds, 060 miles per hour, 4.4 seconds, top speed 187 miles per hour.